What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and while we've all been busy looking into Bryan Kohberger, some new information came out about another Bryan that we've talked about on this channel. In fact, that's where this journey began for a lot of us together. And I am of course talking about Bryan Laundrie. Now, is it just me, or has it been a rough couple of years for Bryans? It's like every case we look into, Bryan, or someone named Bryan, is doing something really terrible. I wonder if the number of parents naming their kids Bryan has gone down in 2022. We need some Bryans to do something really good. If your name is Bryan, get out there and be somebody. Get out there and make headlines for something good to clear the name of all Bryans. We have Brian Enton, the reporter Brian Enton. He is out here single-handedly carrying Bryans on his back, trying to prove to the world that Bryans can be good people too. Now, of course, I'm kind of joking about that, but if your name is Bryan, I might look at you like, hey, I don't know. But anyways, as all of this information was coming out about this Idaho 4 case, some new information came out about the Gabby Petito case. And boy, oh boy, I wish we would have known this back then, because this would have been the biggest news out there. But you know, we're over a year away from the Gabby Petito case, and everyone else has their attention focused elsewhere. But now, finally, we're getting some interesting information out of the Gabby Petito case. It turns out that allegedly, Bryan Laundrie's mother offered Bryan Laundrie a shovel to help bury Gabby Petito. Now, we've all had our feelings about the Laundries, right? Especially during the case. We were all picking apart the Laundries. I looked back on it and I kind of felt bad, because I'm learning as I go when it comes to covering cases and stuff like that. And man, things got crazy during the Bryan Laundrie case, for sure. For sure. And you know, I kind of felt bad about some of it, but in retrospect, now knowing what we assumed to be true, kind of is what it is. I mean, if Roberta was out here offering Bryan Laundrie shovels to help bury Gabby Petito, then I can't help but not feel bad about anything at all at this point, because we all assumed that. We all assumed that they knew. We all assumed the worst about the Laundries. And maybe people can argue that was wrong of us. But at the end of the day, turns out, it looks like we were right. I'm about to hop into this article, but first, let me give you all a quick word from this video sponsor. This video sponsor is the Swagit app, a fun new app that allows you to share short videos of whatever you're interested in. Imagine being one of the first creators on YouTube. Imagine being one of the first users of Twitter. Can you imagine the growth potential that you would have? Well, you have tons of growth potential on Swagit, because it's a relatively new app that is just getting started. And I think it will provide you with a lot of opportunities to promote your brand, promote your business, promote your product. Hell, maybe you just want to sit on the app and scroll through videos. That's fun too. And some of your favorite YouTubers will be over there, including myself. Now, if you would like to support the channel, it's totally free. All you have to do is download the Swagit app down in the links below. And when you download the Swagit app and you follow me, you're automatically entered into hella giveaways. We're giving away money, fun prizes, all that good stuff. And you can earn money on Swagit. You can send people something called swag bucks, and they can send you swag bucks. You cash those swag bucks in for real gift cards at your favorite restaurant or your store. Maybe you want a Starbucks gift card. Maybe you want to go to Barnes & Nobles. Maybe you want to cash out your swag bucks for PayPal cash. You can do that too. So not only do you have tons of potential to grow your brand, you can also entertain yourself, and you can make some easy money on Swagit. So be sure to download Swagit today. But let's go ahead and hop right into this article. The attorney for Gabby Petito's parents claims Brian Laundrie's mother offered her son a shovel to bury Petito's body, according to a new court filing in the lawsuit against Laundrie's parents. Pat Riley, the attorney for Joe Petito and Nicole Schmidt, wrote to Laundrie attorney Matthew Luca to settle a dispute over evidence they are seeking to use in the lawsuit filed for intentional infliction of emotional distress against Chris and Roberta Laundrie. The request certainly would also include the note that Roberta Laundrie wrote to Brian Laundrie, in which she offered to bring a shovel to help bury the body, said Riley in the letter to Luca filed in the Sarasota County Court. Riley has stated a note from Roberta to Brian, allegedly written after Petito's case was found, in an envelope that had "burn this" written on it. The letter in question was released by the FBI and into the custody of longtime Laundrie family attorney Stephen Bertolino, Riley says. Attorney Riley and his clients are entitled to allege what they want in court filings, but their allegations are not based on fact, but on conjecture only, said Bertolino in a statement he gave Friday evening. The letter in question was written prior to Brian and Gabby leaving Florida and has nothing to do with the case. Attorney Riley is trying to further sensationalize this tragedy to bolster his case by taking unrelated comments out of context, says Bertolino. I have the letter in question, but its contents are personal between a mother and son, said Bertolino. Meanwhile, Riley said that this is for the court to decide. It is no surprise that Mr. Bertolino is suggesting that the undated letter was written prior to Brian's return to Utah. It will be up to a jury to determine when it was actually penned. A hearing on the motion for the Laundries to produce the documents Riley is seeking, including the letter, is scheduled for March 13th in Sarasota County Circuit Court. So there you have it, folks. We are over a year out from the Gabby Petito case, and we still are seeing clashes between Stevie Two-Tex Bertoloni and Gabby Petito's family's lawyer. I cannot wait to find out what details we get, and I wish we knew these details back then, because boy, oh boy, we would have had some fun with these details. We would have went all over these details, and I'm still going all over these details because I still have so many unanswered questions from that case. And this gives me a better idea of what actually happened, and it gives me a better idea of how the Laundries felt and their thought process, because this is what I suspected. This is what many people suspected. We all thought that the Laundries were garbage, and it turns out they were garbage. I do not believe for 1 second that this letter came out before Roberta knew about Brian doing what he did. But if that's the case, if Roberta Laundrie wrote this letter to Brian before Brian killed Gabby, then why in the hell is she talking about giving Brian a shovel to bury Gabby Petito? We've all been suspicious. We all had our suspicions that maybe Roberta was one of those mothers that hates to see her son get in a relationship, one of those mothers that likes to pick apart whoever her son brings home. We all thought that there was a possibility that Roberta could have been bitter towards Gabby. And now I think that has been proven. If this letter was really written before Gabby died, I think that almost makes the situation worse. I kind of already basically know and assume that they were going to try to help Brian get away with this. So it doesn't really surprise me if she would offer Brian a shovel to bury Gabby Petito after he killed Gabby Petito. But if she wrote that down before Brian killed Gabby and Brian went on to kill Gabby, that is a whole nother story. Now, I'm not trying to say or start any conspiracy that she was talking Brian into doing something, but it shows you how she felt about Gabby. Why would she tell Brian, I got a shovel for you to bury Gabby, and a freaking letter before any of this happened? That's sick in itself. So I don't know if Bertolino thinks this makes his client look better, but it doesn't. And it's like just when I thought I couldn't feel any more strongly like against the Petitos, here we are. And I feel these emotions rising inside of me that I felt back then when we were covering this story. Because we all felt some way about the Laundries for a reason. And now those reasons are coming out. You know, the Laundries had the right to remain silent or whatever, but the whole time it was just this cold-heartedness from them. The no F's given from them. And I hope and I pray that this lawsuit works out for the Petitos. Not because of the money, but because I want the Laundries to face some sort of consequences. I want the Laundries to have to sit in court and hear the words that they wrote to their son, knowing that other people are going to hear those words as well. I can't wait to find out more details from this case. We may have to wait until March, but when those details come out, I'll be here and I'll bring them to you. I know a lot of people have moved on from this case and they'll be talking about another case then, but I will always bring you whatever updates come from the Gabby Petito story. So be sure to subscribe, ring that notification bell. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up, and I will talk to you all in the next video.